Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today we've got our fingers crossed for a converted stable and Shallot warriors as the Viper playing as the Aztecs in yellow prepares to take on Mr. Yo playing as the Tatars in blue. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the Civ matchup we are going to be watching today. Now, the Aztecs are a warrior monk civilization. Their monks gain 5 hit points for every single tech that's researched, so a fully upgraded Aztec monk comes with a massive 100 HP compared to the usual 30 or 45. Now, to help with the gold cost of upgrading your monks, which is ridiculously significant, any relics that the Aztecs gather do generate 33% more gold than normal. Now, to support their monks on the battlefield, all Aztec military units are trained faster. Their skirmishers can be upgraded to get extra range and attack, and their infantry can be upgraded to get a massive +4 attack boost, which is great for their unique unit, the Jaguar Warrior, a middle-of-the-road infantry unit that comes with a pretty good attack bonus against other infantry, which means we may not get to see that unit today, unfortunately. Now, to support their military production, Aztec villagers do carry 3 extra resources from the very start of the game, and if you take a look at the top left of your screen where my mouse is, you'll see the Aztecs actually start with 50 extra gold, which means they either get loom for free or they get a couple of free militiamen, at least the gold cost portion of the militiamen that they can use to send out and harass their enemy. Speaking of the Aztecs enemy, let's take a look at this one today. Mr. Yo playing as the Tatars, civilization that does everything possible to push you towards mounted units. Their cav archers come with extra line of sight. They get Parthian tactics and thumb ring for free. Some of their mounted units can be upgraded to get extra armor, and both, not one, but 2 of their unique units are in fact mounted. The first being the Flaming Camel, basically a mounted petard, except it comes with a massive attack bonus against cavalry, camels, and elephants. So, hoping we get to see it. Hoping, like I said, we get to see a converted stable, but let's say 99 times out of 100. Maybe not that bad. 9 times out of 10. I'm assuming we're not going to get to see the Flaming Camel. Now, the other unit we may get to see, the Keshik. This is a medium cavalry unit that actually generates gold every time it attacks its enemy unit. Now, by the way, this comes in very useful in the late stages of the game. Once gold, this shiny stuff, becomes more and more scarce, and raiding becomes more and more common. Now, once your army is out on the field of battle, very important for the Tatars to take the high ground in any kind of pitched battle, because unlike the usual 25% extra damage units do when they fight downhill, the Tatars in fact do 50% more damage. This becomes even more important even in the later stages once trebs start coming out, because the Tatars can upgrade their trebuchets to get 2 extra range, which when combined with siege engineers gives their trebs 19 tiles of range, which is basically the entire screen if you're looking at it. Now, to help feed the warriors and the beasts that they ride, Tatar herdables do contain 50% more food, and starting in Castle Age, when you build a new town center, it spawns 2 sheep for free, which combined with what I just said means not 200 but almost 300 food when you factor in a little bit of decay. Those are the 2 civilizations we've got before us, both players at 17 vils a pop. Both players looks like they are pushing their zebras, perhaps the last of the zebras. And let's take a look at their bases, see where the resources are, how advantaged or disadvantaged the players actually are. We're on Arabia today, so expect woodlines that are pretty far away, although looking at the minimap, far away as they are, not terrible woodlines here. The Viper never eat, kinda shredded, kinda wheats. Mr. Yo, also northeast, kinda south, kinda west. Okay, decent forest coverage for both of these players. Let's see where the Viper's resources are. Primary gold, annoyingly placed next to a, what do we want to call this, a hill? Like I said, the Tatars always want to be taking the high ground. Primary stone to the back, extra gold to the rear, and then extra gold off to the side in the forward position as well. Extra stone to the back, as is a bit of a small forest. So not a terrible base here for the Viper. Let's zoom out real quick and take a look at the actual attack path over here. Pretty straightforward. A few forests in the way, and Mr. Yo is going to discover where the Viper is located. The Viper looks like he's just now heading across the map on a mission of discovery. So let's join him and see where the resources are, what the Viper will see once he sees it. Primary gold, like the Viper's stone, is to the back. Primary stone, like the Viper's gold, is to the front. The Viper sees one patch of stone. Will he investigate or will he just continue? He's going to see he's going to see the dead body. He's going to see 5 patches of stone. He's going to know exactly where he is. Additional gold and stone off to the right side of the map. Additional gold off to the back. And also, like the Viper, a bit of extra wood in the rear position of this Tatar base. Both players hit Feudal Age at the exact same time, approximately. Don't judge me for using the word exact and approximately in the same sentence. You know what I mean. Maybe a few seconds or milliseconds apart, both getting double bit X. It looks like the Viper is going to hit it first. Stable for our Tatar, who is not using his forests at the moment as part of any kind of wall off, opting to stay a bit closer to the TC, a bit more safe. And he is going for the berries as the scouts now move around the center of the map. The Viper's added in a single spearman. And remember, all of the Aztec military units train 11% faster, which I can never remember if it means they get 10 units for every 9 that you train. Let's say your units are working the same. For example, like not a Gothic barracks or any unique Britain archery range or something like that. I believe they get 10 units for every 9 of yours that you train at the same time. So if you were to train, let's say, if the goal was to train 10 spearmen out of a generic barracks, the Aztecs would hit it before you do. He didn't quit it. Let's see it. The Viper. He's having his villager under attack as Mr. Yo pokes a little bit of HP off of one of these villagers. But with Loom, 20 HP left, a little bit of armor. Not too scared. At the same time, it looks like the Viper is streaming units across this side of the map, attacking a palisade, perhaps not realizing that the north portion of the mill is in fact completely open, realizing a little bit too late right now that it in fact is. And so now he is attacking into the villagers, constructing an archery range. So both players already aggressing against one another. Mysterio is going to have to take a few more risks because he's gone pure melee here, and melee that's shoot away by spearmen, whereas the Viper has a few ranged units with him, a couple of skirmishers which could poke and prod, maybe not kill, but definitely poke and prod some of these villagers. And let's see if we any kind of damage will get done here. Looks like Mr. Yo has stopped his aggression. No kills on these scouts. One of them looks like he's taken a bit of damage. So the aggression is now on Mr. Yo's side of the map. And like I said, with skirmishers, you should be able to poke and poke and poke. Eventually, if Mr. Yo doesn't clean this up, the Viper will get a kill. On the other hand, if the Viper micros just a little less than perfectly at home, Mr. Yo's scouts are going to run around him and get a kill as well. So these are a couple of dangerous armies here in the Feudal Age, not gonna lie. For now though, I say they're dangerous and neither one has accomplished anything. Right as I say that, the Viper accomplishes destroying a palisade wall, which, okay, good for you. Good for you. You know, the little things in life, little victories, are important to celebrate as well. It looks like more and more military out of our Aztec. Never underestimate their ability to just pump out large quantities of units. He's 16 army count to 9. Villager population basically identical, 30-31. As I finish that sentence, 31-31. And here we go again. Ooh, Skirmisher's a little bit out of position here. Will he chase in? He does not. He doesn't even get any HP off of it. So for the second time this game, everyone's brought their armies. Everyone's attacking. Uh-oh, wait a second. Eagle's a little exposed. Never mind. It's in fact that same skirmisher I just mentioned a second ago flew a little too close to the Tatar son, and Mr. Yo draws first blood, and that's all it takes. The Viper's heading home. Okay. Okay. I don't know what to make of that. One kill was all it took to shake the snake, and shooken. All shook up. He is heading home with his massive 14 army. That being said, let's see. With walling off the left side of the map and kind of walling off the right, not really the southern portion, but these villagers might complete the wall off. Maybe he'll trap Mysterio's army here. Nope. So far, it is it is the Viper who is suffering losses here. Should lose another Spearman, but he finally gets a kill here. Gets 2 kills as that one Spearman does ultimately die. This is still open, so we'll see whether or not Mysterio decides to run away. The Viper pulls his army to the top left, trying to cut off Mysterio's movement, but Mysterio's moving the other way, which means those skirmishers are out of position, at least for now. Eagle Scouts in Castle Age will come with an attack bonus against cavalry, but I believe in Feudal they come with absolutely no attack bonuses against cavalry. Just the usual monk attack bonus that all scouts seem to have. Lion gets a kill as well. All right, everyone's getting kills. This is like an Oprah Winfrey, you get a kill, we all get kills. As Mysterio's army gets the hell out of Dodge now. This is all secured. The north, the west, and soon the east as well. So, 5 kills to 5. But the Vipers lost an extra unit thanks to not so cowardly Lion. So was that the right move? Should the Viper have pulled back his army? All 16 of it? Or should he have kept pressing into these berries? Not too sure what the answer is. Both players are heading up to Castle Age. The Viper is about a minute behind his opponent. Which is, maybe he knows, maybe he doesn't know. Their scores are fairly identical. So he must suspect that Mysterio's heading up to the next stage. A good move from him to keep the pressure on Mysterio's side. Because Mysterio's going to hit it in 38 seconds. The Viper's going to be about a minute 10 behind. So if he can keep Mysterio on the north side of the map, all the more power to our Aztec, who is doing what? Let's see. A second barracks for him. Mysterio still just a 1 archery range. Double stable for him. As the Viper has not seen the second stable. He will discover it now. Yeah, he sees it now. And, oh, there they are. I was going to say, I'm afraid of what the Tatar is going to pop out of that stable. The Tatar cavalry line can be quite intimidating, especially when you've still got your Feudal Age army out. Although, Mysterio is now trying to find where that Feudal Age army is so he can catch up with his Step Lancers. Viper splits his army, group north, group south. Mysterio, additional TC to the back. He's down 2 villagers, 2 or 3, depending what time you look up at the top side of your screen. A third barracks for our Viper. I'm assuming Eagle Warrior upgrade is going to kick in. So now we're in Castle Age, which means the Scout, oh, even just a meager little Scout, should come with an attack bonus +2 against Cavalry. I believe that will jump up to a +3 if we get, yeah, there we go, the Eagle Warrior upgrade. Don't quote me, I think it's +3. Okay, Mysterio's taking a bunch of damage on his Step Lancers, but so far so good for him as more and more Feudal Age units are falling. Skirmishers are on relic duty. They see one. Oh, as much as they're on relic duty, they didn't see this one, rather. Lion comes. Eagle Scout. 3, 2, 1. Oh, my goodness. I wanted to see your attack bonuses. I guess I could just click these guys. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. +3. Viper playing it very close to the vest with a monastery. I think I saw Mysterio getting up a monastery as well. Never try to compete with Mysterio in Relic Gathering. That is just an exercise in futility, frustration, and eventual disappointment. He will get the relics. He will get more than you. And he will get the gold. To be fair, in this kind of matchup, I say this all the time when you're playing against Lithuanians, you're playing against Burgundians, you're playing against the Aztecs. Any civilization that has any kind of feature that increases or boosts the gold gathering rate of relics. I think the Hindustani upgrade also does it, if I'm not mistaken. Their Castle Age, oh, what the hell is it called? Grand Trunk Road, I think? My goodness, you'd think I'd know the names of the upgrades, but that also, I believe, increases the speed of relic gold. So when you're playing against civilizations that have these kinds of features, the name of the game should be deny them the relics, deny the Lithuanian the attack bonus, deny the Aztec the 33% extra gold. Because if Mysterio can get 3 relics, that's the same gold as having 4 relics. So I'm just imagining a map where Mysterio is playing the Aztecs and he is taking on Armenian opponent. Ooh, the Viper. The Viper's monks. 2 of them die immediately. Why did he not lose the third? He loses the third. But now there are way too many eagles here. Imagine you're playing against the Armenians as the Aztecs. They come with a free relic in the fortified church. Their first fortified church. Then you destroy that fortified church. You get 6 relics. And you're the Aztecs. So that generates as much as 8 relics for you. Unless my math is completely off, right? Converted Step Lancer bites the dust. They finally have husbandry. Ooh, they got husbandry after the conversion, which means this guy can run, but he cannot hide. Scary Terry styles, as he is going to eventually get got. But we'll see. The Viper is probably just going to shove him around here, left, right, up, down. See how much scouting he can get done. He probably clicked at the top right of the screen just to keep Mysterio's army occupied. But Mysterio knows it's exactly what's happening, so he peels off the other Step Lancers that were chasing this guy, and here we go. What will win out here? The stackability of the Step Lancer or the overwhelming numbers and the attack bonus of the Eagles? Oh, look at that. 2 skirmishers. We want to fight too, they say, and then immediately die right next to 2 of their, actually 3 of their Eagle brethren in exchange for 1 Step Lancer. Fantastic get. I'm assuming this is what remains of the Step Lancer, although that could be anything, really. Could be the mane of a lion. No, it looks definitely as part of a Step Lancer. If there's one here as well, where that 1 Tatar Step Lancer did bite the dust. Mysterio is housed. Ugh. What is going on with pro players lately? It is no longer an MBL exclusive to get housed. They are all starting to get housed. And this is where Red Phosphorus patrol attack, no attack stance, trickery. I say trickery. It's not really a trick. It's just a better way to move your units that he discovered after only 25 years of this game. Would come in very handy. If you like Step Lancers, if you want to get the most bang for your buck with this unit or any ranged, a Kamayuk even, you got to watch the Red Phosphorus video about how to move your units so that they stack a lot better than they usually do. Monk gets got by Skirmisher. Eagle Warrior gets got by Step Lancers. Now, if he keeps going Step Lancers, I wonder if we're going to get to see Silk Armor out of the Viper. Pardon me, out of Mysterio. It is a Castle Age upgrade. Interestingly, Step Lancers, unless you micro them, cannot engage into Skirmisher's minimum range because they have a 1 range. So that's why those Step Lancers took a little bit of damage, a little bit of javelin fire. Uh-oh. Quick wall off fail here for the Viper. But Mysterio is retreating. I guess he's taking an engagement here in the center of the map as the Eagles shoot away this Step Lancer. Silk Armor, yeah, he doesn't have, I mean, he obviously doesn't have a castle to research it, but definitely a good upgrade to get. A whole number of units, by the way, get +1/+1 armor, not just the Step Lancers. I think it's also your scout line units, so your light cav, your hussars, and your cavalry archers. Not that I'm really expecting to see cav archers against a elite Eagle Warrior civilization. House is getting poked. House is getting repaired. Wololo attempted here. Monks running by one another. Let's see how much HP the Aztec monk has. 60 HP. Okay. So I'm assuming Fervor, Sanctity, and one other upgrade. We'll take a look in a second. Fervor would add 5, Sanctity 15, and then 5 on top of that. And then what else does... Ooh, wrong civ there, buddy. Okay, he's got Devotion. I mean, Mysterio's just losing more and more units to conversions here. 3 Step Lancers. The Viper's got 4 Step Lancers. He picked one off here on the left side. Looks like they did not break in at all. And now Mysterio is doing to the Viper what he did earlier, using 5 units to pick off, or rather it might pick off, to lame 18 units of his opponent. While at the same time, Mysterio has got himself a nice little victory here in the center of the map. Looks like a bunch of monks died. Looks like a bunch of pikemen died as well. And this is the moment he feels comfortable. He's cleared up the map. No more Aztec units. Look at our Tatars mobile radar system. There's very few places where the Viper can go that these lightning fast moving units won't see it. And he runs straight into that army. +2/+1 upgrades on those Step Lancers. Only now getting Squires for the Viper. Okay. He's getting Squires right as he tethers his entire army to the slowest moving unit. And the Viper doing at the 34-minute mark what he did at the 4-minute mark. And 8-minute mark and 10-minute mark. Sees Mr. Yo attacking into him, so he attacks right back at Mr. Yo. Upgrades on his Eagles, non-existent. No attack upgrades whatsoever. Only armor upgrades. Interesting. Oh no. 2 innocent camels have carried their last tourists and now lie dead in the sun. Viper's brought along some villagers. It looks like he wanted to place a castle there, but the Step Lancers kind of blocked the construction site. By the way, this is a massive army here. 16 Eagles, 10 villagers, 9 pike, 5 converted Step Lancers, 3 monks, one of whom has full faith at the moment. But at the same time, it looks like, uh-oh, Mr. Yo is inside the Eagle's nest. And he is running amok. 22 villager kills. 27 villager kills. And will he save the mangonel? He kills one of the villagers with the Step Lancer. He saves the freaking mangonel and then uses the converted villager to repair it. My goodness. Fantastic moves here out of Mr. Yo. But has he overstayed his welcome? He's cleared up a few villagers, and by a few I mean 31. Viper's on the other side of the map as well, getting damage done there. Let's take a look at that damage. Actually, it looks like he got cleaned up right now, the Viper. In the forward position, his castle is up. Step Lancers converted. 4 of them are dead. 1 of them survives. And now the Eagles close in on the villagers, but with only forging. I don't know. I mean, you are the Aztecs. You do have Garland Wars. That's an Imperial Age upgrade, so no +4 attack boost just yet for these infantry units. Decent armor on them means they'll be safe from this castle for a little bit. Step Lancers pivoting to the north. Eagles running where? They're going to start taking out infrastructure. What's their attack bonus against buildings? 0. So no arson even for our Aztec just yet. Back at his home turf. Monsieur doesn't look like he's gotten any more villager kills right now. Still at 31, while the Viper's clawed his way up to 15 villager kills. Taking out pikemen, continuing to try to take down this town center with that mangonel. Viper's pivoting with the Eagles. These 2 players making it about as hard as possible for me to cast this game, watching multiple attack angles. Eagles hanging out to the rear. Converted Step Lancer, Eagle, and a monk. Oh my god! Shalot! Shalot! Monsieur, don't you dare delete this building. Don't you dare delete this building. I'm growling at you like a wild animal right now. No, Viper, why? Why did he stop? It looks like a bunch of reinforcing villagers. Not too sure where the hell they were going. But villagers, monks, and a single Eagle Warrior get caught out. 2 pikemen will join them on the river Styx in a second here. That is so sour. He instead goes after the archery range. I mean, look, who's kidding who? Shalot Warriors right now, probably not the greatest. Can't really upgrade them as the Aztec. Can't really do much with them. They're basically a unupgraded knight. Kashyyyks are out and they gun down a whole bunch of rear-ending Eagles at the same time. Converted Step Lancer kills real Step Lancer. Survives with a massive 4 HP. This guy's got 8 kills. Holy moly, the Viper defensive castle literally under the very nose of his opponent with an outpost here. Mistio fantastically placed outpost. Now he's going after the siege workshop. Relics have been evicted from their home. Our Aztec does have a monastery here, so if he wanted to, he could start pinching those relics. He is up, in fact, 2 relics to 0. His Step Lancers might want to be careful here. Oh, they're on move command. They run through a forest of pikes. Oh, this is very sour for Mistrio. He loses almost all of his Step Lancers there. At the same time, the assault here continues. Oh, my goodness. How close were we How freaking close were we to seeing a converted stable with some Shalot warriors? Again, not that the Aztec was really going to go Shalot warriors, but you never know. You always, it's like every time I watch the Teutons, I want to see a Teutonic Knight. Every time I watch the Persians, I want to see a War Elephant. Every time I see a Meso-Civ, I really want to see a Shalot warrior. Well, for the two of the Meso-Civs that can convert structures, I don't think the Mayans have redemption. He's attacking into the blacksmith right as it completes an upgrade for the armor of the archer units. Another TC to the left, another TC to the right. In the center, Keshiks together with cavalry archers. Why is Mysterio transitioning to cavalry archers? Is it just because he's got a lot of wood? No pun intended. Okay. The Viper is doing to Mysterio what Mysterio loves to do to everyone else, which is attack and start pinching relics. Pink Panther style. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. Okay, so the monastery is here. Where is this guy going? Seriously, where the hell's this guy going? Viper has 20 more army count than his opponent, but he's down 11 villagers. He's at 1, 2, 3 town centers to Mysterio's 4 town centers. Remember, every new town center does spawn 2 free sheep. Oh, suicided. First they get taken by a converted step lancer, then they get shoved right into the face of the mangonel and suicided. That is very sour. These 2 sheep are still here. 300 food for every town center certainly does beat the Lithuanian 100 food for every town center, although you actually still have to gather the meat off the sheep. It's not free like the Lithuanian one. And the Viper's an Imperial. Mysterio, he was in trouble. Now he's in trouble with a capital T. Because you know what pro players get the second they hit Imperial. Double treb. And he is going cavalry archers against eagle warriors. And oh my goodness, converted Keshiks. How many conversions do we think the Viper has this game? I'm gonna say 25 to 30. Block printing, illumination, gold shaft mining, and plate mail armor are the order of the day for our Aztec Mysterio, selling everything he possibly can. 1,000 wood, 200 stone, and he is now 3 minutes away from hitting Imperial himself. The Viper 30 seconds away from Elite Eagles. This castle's getting shelled away at. No repair for Mysterio, even though he's got 300 stone and a whole bunch of villagers here. No. Usually when pro players idle their villagers like that, we know what that means. And in 5 seconds, we are about to witness the fastest infantry unit in the game. Pikemen chasing a bunch of villagers. They're not going to kill them, but they're definitely going to see what they're doing. Oh. Okay, so literally the second the castle falls, Mysterio's like, all right, I'm out. GG. I can't handle this. Interesting transition into cavalry archers when you see your opponent is going heavy on the elite eagles, whose attack bonus is now a 4 against cavalry. Really? Again, is it because he had so many sources of wood in the rear and his food was about to get wrecked here? Now, anytime you play against a Meso civilization, when you don't wall your base, when it's about as open and inviting as this, especially now that the castle has fallen, you are basically begging for a very painful eagle claw attack death. Because the Viper, even though I don't think he's got any of the unique technologies, not that he would need Autolot with 0 skirmishers under his belt, but Garland Wars definitely, the +4 attack, you best believe those eagles are going to start flocking. He only has forging on them. Very, very interesting. So they do attack on a 17, I believe, with Garland Wars on for a villager that has 1 armor and 40 HP. I believe that's only 3 whacks of the spear and a villager is dead. So Mysterio's base completely undefended. His castle down. His army composition. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the Cav Archer. Sure, it gives him mobility, much like all the Tatar units give him mobility. He does get, like I said in the beginning, Thumbring and Parthian tactics for free. He does have +2/+1 on them, which is the same upgrades he has on the melee cavalry units. But to be fair, how many stables does he have left? Okay, well, that kind of explains it, right? There's only 2 stables. They're both about to get shelled away at by these trebs once they're done with the TC, or maybe even the castle. But he could have always built more. He does have 10,500. 10,500. That's not what that number is. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I scare myself. He's got 1,058 wood, which is enough for a good number of infrastructure. Good amount of infrastructure. He does have 20 cav archers. He has the resources, by the way. Actually, no, he does not. I forgot that this is what he has at the top right of our screen is what he has after he canceled Imperial Age. Going up to Imperial Age, he does not have the resources to go heavy cav archer at all. But, and oh, by the way, he also doesn't have Parthian tactics because he is still in the Castle Age. So, upon closer investigation, things are starting to make a little bit more sense as to why Mysterio GG'd his opponents in Imperial. He has Trebs, he has Elite Eagle Warriors, who are wrecking his army with barely any upgrades, only armor upgrades. And even though he's got 10 villagers more, even though his army count is not terrible, 20 to 23, and it is, again, 20 cav archers are not bad. Unfortunately, ultimately, the 8 pierce armor of the Eagle Warrior against your 8 attack means that you need, what is it, 60 heavy cav archer, 60 cavalry archers to do a one-shot kill on an Eagle Warrior, and he's got 20. So he's got enough to take down the HP of the Eagle Warrior by a third if he massed his entire army. So yeah, things are not looking good for Mysterio here at all. The Viper just using that absolute epic beast of a military industrial complex that comes with the Aztec civilization. He's up to 11 barracks, or he will be in 11 in a very short little while. And that's just going to be game over for Mysterio. And it is in fact game over for Mysterio. So let's take a look. Most trained units, 77 Eagles to 66 Step Lancers. I wonder who wins this battle. I'm assuming the Step Lancers with enough micro would take this battle. Pikemen, the Cav Archers, Monks. So again, I think 25 to 30 conversions to Keshiks. They came, they stuck around briefly, they got converted, and then we never saw them again. PKPM for the Viper, middle of the game, Mysterio. Okay. So my theory of him not having, him getting wins when he peaks not at 11 seconds has a notch against it. That's why we do scientific experiments. 5 relics the Viper ends the game on, which again for the Aztecs is the same gold as 6.5 relics. So he did beat out Mysterio in the relic game. He beats out Mysterio in the all the resources game except for wood, which he beats him out by what, 205 cavalry archers worth of wood. That is a very narrow victory there for Mysterio, who falls behind a little bit in food, a little bit in gold, and a little bit in stone. The economies are pretty much 5% apart. So wow, economically incredibly similar game. 25 out of 117 is more than 20% of the Tatar army became Aztec. Wow, holy moly. I'm glad I caught that. I said 25 to 30 and 1 conversion from our Tatar. That's adorable. Out of 193, not even worth mentioning. 9 and 6 is the count of the raisings, and at the end of the day, our Tatar did kill double the amount of units, 215 to 102. Unfortunately, a number of factors. He's still in castle. He's going regular cav archer. His base is completely open, and he basically is sacrificing his upgrades to get up to Imperial. And by the way, now that he's on the way to Imperial, his only castle is down, and his only other castle has been discovered by a band of marauding pikemen who, like Mad Max in the desert, catch out this army and take its fuel. And with that fuel gone, Mysterio just decides to tap out. Not much he can do. Oh my god. So he converted. He was training battering rams out of a converted siege workshop. And as much as I did want to see that converted stable here, and as much as I did want to see shallots, this game was absolutely epic. Mysterio literally throwing every mounted unit except for the Nightline units at his opponent. He threw the Keshik, he threw the Step Lancer, he threw the Cav Archer, and the Viper beats them all, takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.